Boom! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's from pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up watching them can big profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them cans, make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits.
That TTG money gang.
And making profits.
We some snipers.
Hey, yo. What's up, everybody? What's going on, guys? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward Paraniti. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and the head trader of True Trading Group. And for those that did not know, True Trading Group was a Benzinga FinTech Awards finalist for the best data analysis tool back in 2023. We are also the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, and individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. There's literally something for everyone inside True Trading Group. We take that university level of curriculum, we combine it with today's top financial tools that are easily worth over $5,000 a year on their own. These tools give you an edge, plain and simple. Most retail traders don't use them, though, because they're so damn expensive. You're talking, like I said, $5-6 grand a year if you pay for them on your own. These are tools that include Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, congressional trading data, insider trading, trading views, premium charting software, the trade idea scanner, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, a trading journal, a trade idea scanner, so much more I can get into later on in the stream. But when you join our platform, of course, you get all of our courses, you get all of our trade alerts, but you also get these tools. These tools will set you guys up. We set you up with everything that you need to the very best chance of becoming successful for one affordable price for the entire year. You also get access to our members, the most educated, helpful, supportive, and successful community of traders that you're ever going to find, not to mention the real-time trade alerts from the moderators and myself that have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate of just around 80% on all of our executions on going on roughly now the last 4 years. So why should you listen to anything that I talk about on this channel? Simply put, I didn't figure this out by watching YouTube videos. I began my career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, my first job right out of college, there where they had me go through an educational training program before they let me touch $1 of their money. Then 2008 happened. That was the Great Recession, the stock market crash, but it was also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, and like I said, along with my team of 9 professional trading mods and an over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world reach their goals. We actually have 10,000 members from 115 different countries. We truly are a global community here at True Trading Group. So if you're ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, folks, you've all come to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, we go live right here on this channel where we're dropping golden nuggets, giving you free lessons, education, trade ideas, and analysis that can help you guys become better traders. So if you're not yet done so, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. Make sure you guys do not ever miss out on these streams. We're also going to be going live. You can set your reminders now, guys. We're going to be going live on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to go over with you my top trade ideas for the week. It's something I do every Sunday. You are absolutely going to want to join me for this. Over the last couple of months, these Sunday top trade idea streams that we've been doing and the trade ideas that I've been giving you guys have just been absolutely money. Not every single one of them is hit. I try to give you 5 every single Sunday and what I think 5 different stocks are going to do for that week. Like I said, I don't have a 100% win rate, but collectively we've got a win rate of just around 80% now going on roughly the last 4 years. And not right all the time, but right a hell of a lot more than we are wrong. And some of those trade ideas, people have been able to make money just from even watching the YouTube streams. Imagine if you guys are actually inside of chat with us, getting the real-time trade alerts and executions, because as soon as the moderators enter or exit positions, our members are notified in real time. Even if you're not in front of a computer screen, we have a mobile app that will send you a push notification as soon as one of our orders execute. And that is how so many of our members, 82% of them actually, that have full-time jobs, That's how 82% of our members are able to still benefit from what goes on inside of TTG, because I don't expect you guys to be able to just sit in front of your computer screen all day, every single day, and make 20, 30, 40 different trades throughout the course of the day. Sometimes people that are sitting at work, or if they're in a meeting or they're running a business, they can't do that. They can't manage 10, 15 different positions. They can't trade 100 times throughout the course of a day, like a scalper. You might see other scalpers on YouTube or other scalpers on Discord or whatever. It's not possible to do if you guys are working full-time jobs and you're working over 40 hours a week. Now, it's easy for those that are full-time traders and they're sitting at home and they've got all the time in the world to do that, but that's not most people. And True Trading Group wasn't built and designed for just people that have tons of money and tons of time to just sit at home and trade all day long. It's really built to level the playing field for the retail trader and for the retail investor. And one of the things that we really focus on a lot is the long-term portfolio, which, again, just congratulations, all of our members, as the market makes new all-time highs today, and a lot of individual stocks make new all-time highs today. The performance that we've been able to lock in the long-term portfolio over the last couple of years, with the stocks that we've been adding in the portfolio over the last couple of years, has just been absolutely incredible. I mean, you're talking like some real life-changing stuff with Nvidia and AMD and Broadcom and Meta and Amazon and Microsoft and Snowflake and Palo Alto and Salesforce and CrowdStrike. I mean, the list goes on and on of just these companies that we've been stashing in the long-term portfolio over the last couple of years. And that's the other thing too. It's like, don't think that True Trading Group is just about day trading. It's not. We swing trade every single day. There's swing trade alerts that are going off between myself and the other 9 professional traders that are inside of TTG. It's not just about get in now and get out in a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes for those of you that just simply can't do that. So that's what I think people really need to understand. And it's a shame because a lot of people got so fixated on day trading during COVID. And you had tens of millions of people come into the market during COVID when they were home and they had all of this time. And day trading was like the new cool thing. It was like the new fad. It was like, oh, we're going to open up a Robinhood account. We're going to go sit in a Discord, or we're going to go read a bunch of Reddit, conversations, and we're going to buy and we're going to sell a bunch of options. That became the cool thing to do. It was cool for a little while, and then people realized very quickly that that's not a consistent way to generate profits in the market. It's a way for you to maybe potentially make a lot of money and then also potentially lose a lot of money, which is what happened to many people. And I should say most people, is that's what happened between 2021 and then into 2022. People made a bunch of money in 2021 and they lost all of it and then some in 2022. Then people started going back to work. And then when people went back to work, they started saying to themselves, oh, well, now I don't have time to do this. Therefore, the stock market's not for me. And they've missed out on this rally to new all-time highs in the overall market. Now, I got to be completely honest with you guys. I am completely astonished to see this market where it is. It seems like nothing is stopping this rally to new all-time highs. Even when you get negative catalysts, the market still just continues to move higher and just continues to shake it off. This rally in the last 3 months, from November, December, and January, and I've been really thinking about this a lot. I think it's the strongest 3-month rally that I've ever seen in my entire career, and I've been doing this for nearly 18 years. I can't remember a time where the market rallied, the S&P rallied over 20% in a matter of 3 months. I honestly can't really remember a time when you saw that. Now, the typical, if you go back over the history of the markets, you go back, 100 years, you take a look, the market usually goes up between like 9 and 10% a year. We went up 20% in 3 months. Like, really try to put that into perspective a little bit. You used to have to be invested in the stock market for 2 to 3 years to get a 20% return in the S&P. You did it in 3 months with hardly any pullback ever. You really didn't have a pullback during this. I mean, you had a couple of maybe like red days, but you did not have any sustained pullback. Like, what's a sustained pullback? That's a sustained pullback, right? That's a sustained pullback. That's a sustained pullback. Okay. That's a sustained pullback. That's a sustained pullback. Like, you didn't have anything like that. It was just, see ya. Right? So this has exceeded my expectations. Now, if you guys have been following the live stream for a while, we did a live stream in October. It was actually right here. I went back and I checked. So here we did a live stream. And the questions that I was getting from people was, hey, if we didn't invest in our long-term portfolio at all last year during the market crash in 2022, when should you be buying? And I was very open and told people that, listen, if you didn't get anything in your portfolio back in 2022, that area on the SPY, that 200-day moving average, which is that yellow line, I go, that's the place to start buying. And it turns out that the market's bottomed 3 days later. And then you had this massive explosive move to now new all-time highs. And if you bought on that day, you just realized 2 years of gains in a matter of 3 months. And it's been led by all of your big mega cap tech names. The magnificent, I know it was the Magnificent Seven, but Tesla has really fallen out of that Magnificent Seven. There's nothing magnificent about Tesla. Okay, the stock has gotten, really beaten up to start 2024. So that stock has kind of fallen out of it. It's kind of like now it's like the Super Six. The Super Six would be, you take a look at Meta, obviously new all-time high. You have Amazon that's ripping face today. Not quite a new all-time high. Amazon's got to get all the way up to 189 to make new all-time highs. So that stock still has a ways to go for new all-time highs. But you took a look, Alphabet made new all-time highs. You have Apple, obviously, is sitting up near all-time highs. Microsoft sitting up there, new all-time highs. You have Nvidia, obviously, new all-time highs. These are your Super Six now, as Tesla's fallen out of that Magnificent Seven category with how weak that stock has been to start off the year. But these are the stocks that have led this market to the upside. And I talked about in my outlook report for 2024, thinking that we were not going to see these stocks outperform everything else to such an extent like we saw in 2023. And so far in January, that has not been true. In January so far, it's been those stocks that have led this market higher. There's only a handful of stocks. There's less than 13, 12 stocks that are actually responsible for 100% of the gains that the S&P has experienced so far this year. But I really do believe that as this year goes on, and when the Fed actually does start cutting rates, I really do believe that is going to really start to broaden out. And I believe you're going to see a shift and a reallocation of capital and a rotation that's going to start to go into other areas of the market. Other areas of the market are going to begin to catch up as the year gets deeper. So it's like we kind of started off right where we left off in 2023 with all your mega cap tech names exploding to the upside. And I think once the Fed eventually starts cutting rates, you're going to get a broadening out of that rally, and other areas of the market are going to start to play catch up. And I talked about the IWM, which is the Russell 2000, which has underperformed the market during 2023. And I think once the Fed starts cutting, which will probably come sometime in the middle of the year, you're going to start to see the second half of 2024. I think that broadening out of the rally is going to continue. And I think other areas are going to start to play catch up. So if you're sitting on positions that have underperformed so far up to this point, I think that you're going to see a lot of different areas of this market play catch up. I am not in we're going to have a recession in 2024 camp. I'm not in that camp. We talked about that for the 2024 outlook report, but I do think that at some point this year, you can see a pullback in the market that is a recession scare if the Fed does not cut rates in the time frame that the markets want. And that pullback that you would get if that was to happen, that's going to be, I think, your last really, really, really good buying opportunity to scoop up some of these stocks that a lot of people have missed the boat on. And, as much as you have to try to stay calm and level-headed when the market is crashing and not panic and sell, you got to stay calm and level-headed when the market's ripping face and not panic and buy. And you got to wait for, those opportunities to give you pullbacks in the market to then start to buy. The problem that happens is everybody freaks out when the market does this and they end up chasing the markets and they buy at highs because they're scared they're going to miss the move. Then the market experiences a pullback. And when the pullback actually happens, they're too scared to actually buy because the market's going down. And they miss that opportunity. Then the market bounces again and the market makes new all-time highs. And we're right back to that vicious cycle of buying high and selling low. And that's exactly what the retail investor, as a whole has done from the beginning of time. And it's the biggest mistake that anybody could make for their financial situation and their financial future is selling during moments like this and buying during moments like that. It is the worst thing that will happen to someone in their financial lives. But that's what happens. People panic and they sell here. Then the market does this and they buy here. Then the market does this and they sell here. Then the market does this and they buy here. And then the market does that and then they sell here. And then the market does this and then they buy there. And you're doing the exact opposite of what you are supposed to do in how you actually make money in the market. By making money in the market, you can't buy a stock at 200 and then sell it at 100. You got to buy it at 100 and sell it at 200. That's how this game works. So you got to maintain a level head when markets are going down, but you also have to maintain a level head when markets are going up. I do believe at some point this year we are going to get an opportunity for people that do not have any money in the market. If you've missed out on the rally on these names, I do believe that you are going to get a pullback at some point this year, but you have to have the wherewithal to say when that pullback happens, you got to just roll up your sleeves, because at that moment, if that pullback happens, if let's say the Fed, they're not cutting in March. We already know that. That's not going to happen. You're not going to get the Fed cut in March. Jerome Powell already told you that. The market has priced that out. Now you're talking about a rate cut maybe in May. Well, today's jobs data was way stronger than expected. It wasn't even close. You added over 350,000 new jobs. The analyst expectations were 185,000. The unemployment rate actually went down from 3.8 to 3.7. It was expected to tick up. It went down. So, and you are also at average hourly earnings way higher than expected. So when the Fed looks at that type of data, that's not going to make them want to cut. That's going to tell them, damn, this economy is still really, really hot. We've got to keep rates steady until this economy really starts to slow, because there have not been any signs of that much of a slowdown so far this year. So why would the Fed cut? If the economy is still humming along, why would they cut? Atlanta Fed expectations for GDP for next quarter is 4.1%. What? 4.1%. That's not a slowdown. Certainly not a recession. That's still really amazing growth. So why would the Fed cut and run the risk of cutting too soon and then inflation ticks back up again? I just don't think it's going to happen. But the way that the market will start to look at this is the market's going to say, okay, no more cut in March. Maybe we cut in May. But then the job data came out today and the probability of a cut in May also went down because the economy was so strong. And then now you're looking at a rate cut in June. And if you get to, let's say you get to a June, you want to know when the markets pull back? I'm going to tell you right now. This is when the markets will pull back. The markets will pull back if and when you get to a Fed meeting. There's a meeting in March 20th, I believe. There's no meeting in April. Then there's a meeting in May, June, July. No meeting in August. Okay, then meeting, and going forward, we'll talk about that later as we get deeper into the year. Every Fed meeting that you have, if the market is disappointed during a Fed meeting, that's when you can get the pullback. And I mean like a real pullback. I'm not talking about like we go down for one day. I mean like a real pullback. Nobody was expecting a rate cut at this previous Fed meeting that you had on Wednesday. Nobody, right? So the Fed did not cut, was widely expected they were not going to cut. Now the market is not expecting a cut in March. So when the Fed does not cut in March, which they won't, which I believe they won't, my opinion, I believe that they won't, the market's not going to be surprised. But if you get to, let's say, the May meeting, and the probability of a rate cut when the May meeting happens is, let's say, 73%. That means the market is priced in a cut at that May meeting. If the Fed does not cut on that day, that means the market's disappointed and you will see repositioning. That's how you would get a pullback, as that repositioning would last a couple of days, possibly a couple of weeks, as hedge funds and institutions are adjusting their positions and selling here and getting rid of this, taking profits here. And that would give you a nice little pullback. And that's when you can start looking for your buying opportunities. That's what I think, right? That's my opinion. I think that's when this pullback is going to occur. I do believe that you're going to see, I know we started off February hot with the markets bumping to the upside here to new all-time highs, but I actually still do think that we can finish February red. So I do still think that we can get a pullback here. I'm thinking that how far can this rally go? I think this rally has its eyes set on 5,000 on the S&P. And I think maybe 5,000 S&P acts as a bit of a magnet. And that's a beautiful psychological level for us to tap and then shy away from. And I think you actually get a little bit of a profit-taking pullback into February, then the March meeting, and then April and May. And we can go from there. But I'm just trying to, I get these questions from people about like, hey, should I be buying here? Should I be buying here? And I'm telling you, for me, my own personal opinion, you got to keep your head straight. You got to stay disciplined when markets are crashing. You got to keep your head straight and you got to stay disciplined when the markets are ripping. All right. So that's kind of what I want to reiterate to people, because I'm just getting bombarded every day. Every day the market makes a new all-time high, I get bombarded with questions from people about, should I be buying here? What do I do about Nvidia? I don't own Nvidia. Should I buy it now? And I'm like, there's just not a single chance in hell that I can tell anybody that at $660 that I think that, yeah, this is a great buy. Well, no, I'm not going to tell you that, because we bought Nvidia here and here. That's where we bought Nvidia in 2022. I can't tell you with a straight face to buy the stock now that it's up 300%. I would just say, listen, at this point, you've got to say to yourself, there's no question that 500 is just a massive support level now. So you just got to try to be patient. And if and when you get a pullback closer to that level, you got to step in and you got to start to buy the stock. If you like it, you got to start to buy it and you got to own it. But I'm certainly not going to ever say, yeah, you should be buying it now if I wouldn't buy it with my own money. And I personally would not be buying it right now with my own money. So I'm never going to tell somebody that I would suggest you do something that I wouldn't do with my own money, which is why I always tell people in my long-term portfolio, this is what I'm doing. This is stuff that I own. This is what I'm going to hold forever. This is what I'm going to buy more of, so that people always know what I'm doing. But you take that information and do with it whatever you want. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I can't give you retirement advice and all that. I can just tell you what I'm doing with my own money. Okay? And listen, the guidance that members get from the moderators, throughout every single trading day is allowing people to have some of the greatest years that they've ever had in their entire lives. And I'm not just talking like the greatest years they've ever had in their entire lives, like trading or investing wise. I mean, I'm talking like actually like financially, like earning the most amount of money that people have ever earned in their entire life, reaching financial goals that they never thought were actually possible. And it's a combination. It's a combination of the long-term portfolio, being in the right names, adding at the right time, not panicking, having a game plan, and really focusing on the right way to do this, rather than the emotional nonsense that people talk about in Discord chats and on Reddit boards. The time for that emotional stuff was back in 2021 during COVID, when it was just cool to YOLO some options on a Robinhood account. It's not cool to do that anymore. You don't hear people talking about a short squeeze on GameStop anymore. You don't hear people talking about phantom ghost short shares. You don't hear about this kind of stuff. You don't hear about this angry war against Citadel anymore. You don't hear about that stuff. Instead, what you hear about is the greatest companies on planet Earth making new all-time highs, and people that are kicking and screaming that they don't own Nvidia and AMD and Microsoft and Broadcom and Meta. Instead, they own absolute dog crap like NIO and Mullen and AMC. Meanwhile, the whole entire market is making brand new all-time highs, but yet people are holding on to stocks that are down 94% from when they bought them 3 years ago, soaking up your capital. That's the stuff that crushes you and your family and your financial situation for years to come. That's not what the stock market is about. That's the casino. This is not a casino. This is real life. This is real money. So don't come and join True Trading Group, because oh, this guy worked at a hedge fund, he's going to give me the secret, or because you want me to tell you what's the next short squeeze, what's the next HKD, some stock that's going to go from $10 to $2,500, and we're gonna take it to the short sellers. Don't join True Trading Group for that, because you're not going to get that from me. But if you want to join, if you're looking for, a chance to actually build a real long-term portfolio and a chance to actually learn the right way how to day trade and swing trade and take advantage of what is the most opportunistic filled market environment that I've ever seen in my entire life, yes, then you should join True Trading Group. And you should join True Trading Group not only just because of that, not because I'm the world's greatest trader, but you should join True Trading Group because flat out, one simple reason: members make money. And that's it. And that's the bottom line. And that's all that matters. That's why you're on this YouTube stream right now, is to find ways for you to make money. And you shouldn't just listen to me because I say that to you. You should listen to people that are actually experiencing it for themselves. Watch. Members of True Trading Group that are on this live stream right now, if you are making money with True Trading Group, whether it's day trading, swing trading, whether it's the long-term portfolio, if you are making money with True Trading Group, I want you to type the number 1 in chat right now. Anyone that's on this stream that is not part of this community yet, I say yet specifically, I want you to pay attention to how many people that you're going to see type the number 1. Because every single person that you see typing the number 1 right now is a real person, not some stupid bot. These are real people. These are your friends, your family members, your coworkers. If they can do this, then so can you. They have full-time jobs. They've got busy schedules. They didn't have any experience before they joined. They lost money in the markets before. But yet now here they are telling you that they're actually making money now. And it's not because I have some special super top secret chart pattern or indicator that nobody else knows about. It's just because these people got a real level of education, similar to the stuff I learned when I worked at the fund in New York. And they are guided each and every single trading day by 9 of some of the best damn professional trading moderators that I have ever had the privilege of trading with. And I sat and traded on the floor of a hedge fund and traded with some amazing traders. And when I tell you that every single day that goes by inside True Trading Group, I am so incredibly proud and impressed by the trading that goes on by not just the 9 professional trading moderators, but by the members themselves. We have some amazing traders inside of this community. These people have access to real tools that give them an edge, tools that give them more information, that help them make better decisions. If they can do it, then so can you. Dawn Hayes, I paid all of this month's bills with yesterday's profits. TTG's the real deal. Boom, there it is. From Dawn Hayes right there. There's a member comment right there. Okay. Yep, Bert says we bought some awesome buys back in 2022. We sure did, man. We sure did. We really, really did. TTG has changed the trajectory of my life and my family for the better, says Rip City Trader. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what True Trading Group is about. This is what it's about. How many people are on this live stream right now that are not members of True Trading Group? I'm just curious. Way to go, Crazy Canuck. 350% gain today on SPY calls. Beast. Guys, do me a favor. Just type the letters TTG for me real quick. If you are not a member of True Trading Group, obviously you just saw a bunch of people that are. Way to go, Matt. Made 50% of my futures account today thanks to True Trading Group. Way to go, Ryan. Ryan in his long-term portfolio up 13K just today alone. So again, guys, go ahead and type TTG for those of you that are not members of True Trading Group. Let me see what we have here on the live that's not a member. We got Twizzle. Sean, you kill me, man. Schrock. Yeah, don't be shy, guys. I just want to see who we have on the, so I know who I'm talking to. Yeah, Bert, they really are. One of the best decisions I made was joining True Trading Group, says Archstone. Yeah, Bert, a lot of the stocks we bought in 2022 are up triple digits. Nvidia's up triple, Broadcom's up triple, AMD's up triple, Meta's up triple. Maybe Palo Alto might be up triple. Maybe CrowdStrike might be up triple. I can't even keep track. Yo, Hamza, aka RJ, says, yo, I'm not a member. Welcome to the stream. We're here, guys. This is what I'm. Oh, way to go. Woo! Way to go, Rick. Rick started with $3,000 in January. In 1 month, cashed out at $15K. Rick says, at this rate, I'll make $360,000 this year minimum. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched, Rick. Congratulations on the 3K to 15K in 1 month. That's incredible. Let's work on keeping that. Let's work on building that, right? Let's work on building that now. You got to listen, making money is one thing, but now you got to keep it. You got to hold on to it. You can't give it right back the next month, right? You got to keep it. You got to hold on to it. Okay. And then we grow that. So now that 3K turned to 15, let's just say, hey, let's get that 15 to 20, right? Let's let that be our new goal, right? Don't try to go from 15 to 50, right? Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going little by little, one step at a time. And you guys will get to where you want to go, right? Think of it as climbing a ladder. When you climb a ladder, if you have to get on top of your roof, how you all would climb the ladder to get to where you want to go safely, you'd go one step at a time, wouldn't you? You wouldn't like stand on the bottom on the ground and like leapfrog up 5 steps onto the ladder, because if you were to do that, that's how you can fall. That's how you're going to get hurt. And you're never going to get to the top where you want to go, which is the roof. One step at a time, and you guys will get to where you want to be. One step at a time. DJ Precise up $18,000 just today alone. Great job. So here's what I'll do. Listen, those of you that are not members, okay, those of you that are not members, and then we're going to get into, I'm going to talk to you guys about the market rally. I'll tell you where I think this market goes, and then I can take some questions from people. I got a lot of questions from people about, different individual stocks and the runs they've made and when should we sell and all this. So I'm going to take some questions in a little bit. But before I do that, I want to make sure that all the people that are on the stream that are not members of True Trading Group, I want to give you guys an opportunity here. And I'm going to leave this opportunity here for you guys on Sunday at midnight. Okay. Here's the deal. A membership to True Trading Group and bear with, listen, give me a couple of minutes. I'll talk to you about the membership. For those that are interested, you guys can join, right? I'm going to give you a special coupon code right here on the stream that you're not going to be able to get if you went to the site on your own. Okay. And then I'll talk to you guys about the markets, and we'll go over some ideas, some trade plans, and I'll answer a bunch of your questions. Okay. Those of you that are not members, I want you to go to ttgoffer.com right now. Literally, pull up a web browser, go to ttgoffer.com right now. Every single thing you see on that page is included at no additional cost when you join our community. Now, the price of our membership for the year, it's a year membership, is normally over $2,000 for the year. However, you're here with me on this live stream. I want you to use this coupon code I'm going to give you now. It'll give you like a 60% discount. Use the coupon code TTG121. Again, that coupon code TTG121. It will bring the price of this membership all the way down to just $850 for the entire year. There are no upsells for these extra VIP courses. There are no upsells for these extra tools. Everything you see on that page, ttgoffer.com, everything is included when you join us. And if you're still skeptical, don't worry. I'll erase it for you now because I know I talk a big game, but I back it up on this live stream. We believe so strongly in what we've created at True Trading Group and this platform and its ability to help members reach their goals that we offer a double your money back guarantee. This is how it works. You join TTG, you pay $850 for the whole year. Go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one study group. You have the entire year to do that. So take your time, go at your own pace. You don't have to do it all within like 14 days. You have the whole year. If you do that and you're unable to make enough winning trades to equal the $850 membership fee, if you can't do that at least one time during your membership, we will give you back double your money. Guys, that's $1,700 that we are going to give back to you. Now, I don't think you need this double your money back guarantee, considering the refund rate at True Trading Group is less than 2.5%. If it was 12%, I wouldn't be able to offer you double your money back. We would just go out of business. The refund policy is on the checkout page. Go read it. It's real. It's in black and white. Just go read it. Okay? Just go read it. Everything is included for the 850. You've got a simplified version of the training I received when I worked at the fund. That's the beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto. All those courses are included in the 850. There's no additional VIP courses that cost more money after you join. You get Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed with congressional trading data to track trades by Congress. If you went to Benzinga directly, that's going to cost you over $1,000 a year. We've negotiated deals with all these companies to put these tools on our platform for you. So when you pay $850 to join us, you get it included. You get TradingView's premium charting software, the Trade Ideas scanners on our platform for you to use. You get unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data. If you don't know what dark pool data is, the dark pool is a private exchange where hedge funds conduct massive transactions. So if a hedge fund says, I want to sell $50 million of this stock, and there's another hedge fund that says, I want to buy the $50 million of this stock, that transaction will get done sometimes on the dark pools, and you can't see that if all you're doing is looking at your Thinkorswim charts. We have that data. You join True Trading Group, you get that data. That's just one example. You've got a trading journal to track your trades for you. You've got a social sentiment scanner to tell you what's being talked about most on social media. You get all of our AI trading tools and our AI trading assistants, our own proprietary scanner to let you create your own customized scans. Guys, all of this is included for the 850. This is the reason why we were a finalist for the Benzinga FinTech Awards for Best Data Analysis Tool, because we are the first platform that was successful in taking all of the industry's top trading tools that give traders an edge. We brought them all under one roof on one platform for one price for the whole year. And that's $850 for anyone that uses that coupon code right now. Go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. The price will drop to $850. Just check out when you guys are good to go. If you have any questions at all about our membership, any questions about our platform, you're having a hard time signing up, whatever, text us. Okay? Text us. The phone number is 1-888-306-8783. Again, 1-888-306-8783. Text that number if you have any questions at all about anything that we are talking about right now on the stream. Otherwise, you guys go straight to ttgoffer.com. Use that coupon code TTG121. Click apply code. The price will drop down to $850. All right. There you guys have it. I would take a quick little sip of water. And let's talk craziness, man. Let's just talk craziness, because that's what this is. It's craziness. Look at Nvidia. I'm going to go to a weekly chart. You guys can see what Nvidia has done on a weekly chart. Look at this. Huh? What? Absolutely insane, isn't it? It's just been absolutely insane. It really, truly has been absolutely insane what has transpired on this with this company and this stock. So SPY new all-time highs. And what I'm thinking is that we are going to try to get up towards 5,000 on the S&P. Okay. 5,000 on the S&P, in my opinion, is going to be a really big psychological number for the markets. You have a ton of earnings next week as well. Okay, you have a ton of earnings coming out next week as well. What is the minimum capital required to start trading? Says Schrock. Schrock, honestly, you have a couple $100, you're good. You know, a lot of our members started with just a couple $100, and I'll prove that to you guys. Members, if you see Schrock, Jean is asking what's the minimum capital required to start trading. Members, if you can help them out. If you guys started with us with less than $1,000 in your account, do you mind just commenting and tell us what you actually started with when you guys joined? Wow, look at 8-Bit Sprout. 8-Bit Sprout says, it's been almost a year at True Trading Group. I'm a young and very committed trader who put a lot of time and effort into the stock market this year. Man, it has been a great year. Started with $1,000. I'm now at $30,000. That's absolutely incredible. But Shrock, read some of these comments. Canyon Ridge started with $500. Matt, $500. Get Low, $400. Heather, $400. Right. So Shrock, you can see some of the comments coming through from, I'm not going to keep reading them all, but you get the point. So these are members that started with just a couple $100s. It's a big misconception that people think you need tens of thousands of dollars to day trade. It's not true. That's only if you have a margin account. But if you have a small account, what we always tell everybody is just that what we teach people when they have a small account is you start with a cash account and you learn and you trade options first. That's how all of our members with small accounts do this. So here, Soccer USA started with $4,000, is now at $17,000. Right. So that's all you need. A couple $100, cash account, we'll trade options. That's it. Because cash accounts are not bound by the PDT rule. It's just margin accounts. So you open up a cash account, you put a couple $100 in it, we start trading some options, and that's how we start you off. Yes, Shrock, can you start with a cash account, Fidelity? Absolutely. Absolutely. Maria started with $300. Wow, way to go, Atlin. Atlin started with $50 and is up 200% so far. So I guess that's, 100. So $50 into $150. But hey, it's all relative. Percent is percent, right? Percent is percent. Okay. So Shrock, I hope that helps. Again, guys, go to ttgoffer.com and then just use that coupon code TTG121. Click apply code. The price will then drop all the way down to that $850 checkout, and then you guys are just good to go. You guys are good to go. Wow. 8-Bit Sprout. Listen to this. 8-Bit Sprout says SMCI has been my biggest long-term gainer. I'm up 850% on the stock when I bought it on my birthday on October 5th, 2022, when Mike told me to. Well, now, Joe, you got to show him now that when Mike told me to, because people are going to think I just made that up. you got to add the next cut. There it is. When Mike told me, when Mike told me to, there it is. So Shrock says, I'll sign up for the trial account. Will it take my 1 day from today? So Shrock, let me just, listen, I'll be honest with you right now. Yes, we have a trial membership. It does not count against, weekends do not count against your trial. It's a 7-day trial. It's 7 trading days. So technically your first day will be Monday. Okay. So if you join now, your first day is going to be Monday if you join our trial. But now is not the time to do the trial. I'm full transparency, Shrock. I'm going to explain to you why. If you go through our trial membership, the cost of the membership is $1,420. Okay. $1,420. If you join here on this live with this coupon code, it's $850. If you're okay with that, so be it. I just want to make sure that you understand and we're fully transparent. I don't want you to do the trial and then be like, okay, I'm ready to join for $850. And you're like, oh, wait a second, what the hell? I'm just telling you that coupon code, that $850 price point is a coupon code I'm giving people now on the stream. It'll be over $1,400 when you decide to join after your trial. So again, I just want to be fully transparent with you as long as you understand that. Okay. And again, guys, just to clarify with that comment before, I tell people when I'm buying, I don't, give direct like, hey, buy now, buy this. I always tell people what I'm doing, and you guys take that information with it for what you guys want. If you want to follow what I'm doing, you can follow what I'm doing, right? Hey, Mike, can you just go over what options accounts to use with a small account? I'm from Canada. Reeser, if you're from Canada, I would probably recommend Interactive Brokers. The majority of our Canadian members use Interactive Brokers. You can't use like RBC in Canada. The commission fees are insane. The commission fees are insane. So check out Interactive Brokers. That's the one that most of our Canadian members use. We have members in 115 different countries, guys. All right. All right. So again, so as we get back to the SPY. So what I'm thinking is that we may try to push up to 5,000. Okay. We try to push up to 5,000. Hamza, what do you think about Uber's earnings? And says, do you trade earnings? So Hamza, I personally don't trade earnings. Me personally, I like to wait for the earnings to come out and then I trade it rather than take a position right before earnings. Does that make sense? So again, Hamza, I'm not the type of trader that's going to say, okay, you asked me about Uber. I'm not the guy that's going to say, hey, Uber has earnings. I'm going to take a long position at 355 and we're going to see what the earnings are. I'm the type of trader that says, okay, let's see what the earnings are, good, bad, and then I'll start to structure trades around that. Okay. So I like it that way. I think it puts me in more control because like once the earnings print comes out, you really don't have any control, right? And if you're trading options, forget it. You can't do anything. You're just because you can't trade options after the close. But you don't have really that print, that algo print when the stock just either does this or this, like you have no control over it. You have no control there. So it's hard to control your risk on that. So I'd much rather wait for it to come out and then I'll structure trades off of specific levels. That's the way that I do it. Works better for me. Works better for me. But back to your Hamza, back to your question about Uber. I like Uber a lot. I like Uber a lot for the long term. That company just turned a profit. They had their first, their last earnings report was their first earnings report with profit. So I think, I think Uber stock goes much higher. I mean, we literally made a new all-time high today, but I am like in the long term. And when I mean long term, I'm not just talking like the next couple of days or I mean like for the next couple of years. I'm bullish on Uber. I think it's a very big deal when these tech companies that used to be just losing money, when they can turn profitable, that is typically a big deal for the companies in these tech spaces. So, I like Uber for the long term. I like it way better than Lyft. But I think you really got to be focused there. Now, what would be horrific would be if for some reason they operate at a loss this last quarter after going profitable. That would be horrific and the stock would crater. But I just think that the fact that they've turned a profit now, I think that's a big deal and a big milestone, and the company can now really start to grow and develop from there. So I'm bullish on Uber. Oh, nice, Hamza. You and the wife have it in your IRA. Great. All-time highs today. All-time highs today. And I think that that's looking pretty good. ChargePoint long-term investment. Ooh, I would stay away from these companies. So here's what I think about. Now, if you asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said, yeah, ChargePoint could be a pretty good player in the charging infrastructure space. And then Tesla came along and was like, nah, we're actually going to start letting other companies use our adapter and use our charging facilities. And that to me has just been an absolute death sentence for these companies. ChargePoint, Blink Energy, I do not want to go anywhere near these stocks because in my opinion, they don't stand a chance. I believe that one of the reasons why I'm bullish on Tesla in the long term is not necessarily because of their ability to sell electric vehicles. I'm bullish on Tesla in the long term because I believe that Tesla is going to actually be the company that's going to win the battle of building out electric vehicle infrastructure in the world for the next 2 decades. And now that Tesla is signing these agreements and these deals with all these other car companies, where they can have these different adapters and just changing the charging units for other vehicles so that they can charge on a Tesla charging station. That to me is a real game changer. And a company like ChargePoint and a company like Blink Energy are not going to be able to compete with that. So that's like when people ask me, are you bullish on Tesla? My answer is yes, but it's not because I just think they're going to sell a bajillion electric vehicles. I'm more bullish on Tesla the sense of like that infrastructure play. I just think they're going to dominate that. And if electric vehicles are the future, which let's be real, electric vehicles are the future. I just don't think it's going to happen as quickly as some people think it is, but it is the future. But in order for electric vehicles to really become, 25% of the cars on the road, 50% of the cars on the road, it's going to take a long time for that to happen. But for that to happen, we need an infrastructure. We need infrastructure in charging, and we need advancements in battery technology. It can't take 30 minutes to charge a battery. It's got to take 5. And eventually technology is going to evolve to a point where it will only take a couple of minutes to charge a battery. And you're going to have battery charging stations all over the world, not just in people's garages or at random Wawa stations or gas stations that have, 4 or 5 different charging units that when you pull up in California, you got to wait an hour just to get to the charging point because there's 6 cars ahead of you. That's not going to cut it. So I think Tesla is going to be the company that really wins that building out of that infrastructure. And that's why I do not feel comfortable with Blink or ChargePoint, because I don't think that they can compete with that. Any mods trade Meta or Nvidia today? Actually, I don't think so. I don't think anybody traded those two today. I don't think anybody traded those two today. Are you still bearish on Tesla in the short term? I am actually. I think that Tesla has been very weak to start the year. It's been very weak to start off the year. The market has gone straight up and Tesla has gone straight down. So as long as Tesla stays underneath this 195 resistance level, my target for Tesla is actually down here. So that's actually my target for Tesla. And then I'll change that thought process if Tesla does this. So if Tesla breaks above this level, then I'll say never mind. But as long as we're underneath this level, I like Tesla for a move down to that area. So basically, if Tesla can stay underneath this 195, if it can stay underneath that long enough for the market to actually experience a pullback, then I think that Tesla can just get pulled down with it. Most chip stocks are at all-time highs. Why is SOXL 50% from all-time highs? Because most chip stocks are not at all-time highs. You're just looking at the chip stocks that are really heavy with AI. You take a look at Qualcomm. Qualcomm's nowhere near its all-time high, right? You take a look at Lam Research actually is near its all-time high. Okay, so Lam Research is near its all-time high. You have Micron is not at an all-time high. Micron's another semiconductor. Let me see, is Taiwan Semi? Yeah, take a look at Taiwan Semi. Taiwan Semi, nowhere near its all-time high, right? You take a look at Intel, nowhere near its all-time high, right? So yeah, you have some semiconductors that are at all-time highs, but you have others that are not, right? You have others that are not, You also have the other thing that you have to realize when you're trading these like leverage ETFs is that they're never going to track the exact same as a stock, or if you're trading like a leverage ETF or like a commodity, the leverage ETFs are not spot ETFs. So this is actually a good lesson. So you have spot, like these spot ETFs will track the exact price of a commodity. But if you're doing a leveraged sector ETF, it resets each day. So you're not going to have let's say if you have a sector goes up 1% in a day and it's a 3 times leverage, then that vehicle will try to go up 3% on that day. And let's say the very next day, the stock goes down 1%, it's going to try to go down 3%, but it resets each day on leverage ETFs. Something that not a lot of people understand, and a reason why a lot of people sometimes incorrectly and inadvertently get themselves into like a long-term portfolio position on a leverage ETF, and they can't understand why it's not moving the same way that something else is. And it's because of that reason. So that's something that you have to consider whenever you're doing leverage ETFs. Sorry guys, I feel like I have to sneeze. Yeah, on Semiconductor is another one that's not near its all-time high. Why is SMCI up so much? SMCI absolutely destroyed their earnings guidance. The guidance that analysts had for SMCI was literally nowhere near where the company actually guided. Their revenue expectations and their EPS was way higher than what the street was expecting, and the stock just absolutely exploded. The stock has absolutely exploded. It's also a much smaller company than Nvidia. It's got a smaller tradable float than Nvidia. The stock can move easier than Nvidia. It was a much smaller market cap than Nvidia. So stock started to make a pretty crazy move. I didn't expect this out of listen, I didn't expect this out of SMCI either. I didn't expect this out of Nvidia either. I didn't expect this. Listen, anybody that tells you, this is the funny part, anyone that tells you like, oh man, I knew SMCI was going to go to 600. Oh man, I knew Nvidia was going to go to 700. They're all full of crap. There's no way. I just don't think anybody could have anticipated that these stocks were going to make this big of a move in this short of a period of time. If you asked me, do I think Nvidia can go to $700? I would have said yes, because I actually believe Nvidia. I'm going to own this stock for the next decade minimum. But I think Nvidia is a stock that's going to go probably close to $1,000 again, and then they're probably going to do another forward stock split. I think there's another forward split sometime in the near future for Nvidia. So, and then bring the stock back down to $100 or $200 a share, and then start to climb again. It's kind of similar to what you saw with Tesla. Tesla did multiple stock splits, and the stock then would move higher, stock split, move higher. I think you're going to see something very similar to that with Nvidia. The way that Nvidia trades now is actually very, very similar to the way that Tesla used to trade back in 2020 and 2021. The way that Tesla traded during that rally of 2020 to 2021, when they had the stock splits and the stock went all the way to $2,000 a share and everything else, that is exactly the way that Nvidia is trading right now. And I think another stock split is coming for that name, but there's just no way that anybody could have told you. Like if you went back in January or 2023 when Nvidia was 250 and you're like, hey, Nvidia 700 by next year, there's no way anybody would go, oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'll bet the farm on that one. It's just, I don't believe anybody when they say stuff like that. These stocks have just made moves that they've completely exceeded all, at least for me, they've completely exceeded all of my expectations. And I'm just thankful to God that I had the wherewithal and the smarts to buy these stocks when we did, because my goodness. Uh, 8-bit Sprout, you're the person that's, I don't know. I'd probably be locking in some profits if it was me. I'd probably be locking in some profits if it's that short of a time frame. Yes, Schrock, you can use a cash account to day trade. Yes. You can use a cash account to day trade. Yes. What other questions, you guys? I'll take a couple of questions before we break for the weekend, guys. Well, yeah, Schrock. So that's the thing. So Schrock, if you're going to open up a cash account, right? you'll day trade options because the options, your funds will clear for you the following day. With equities, there's an extra day there where your funds will clear to settle before you can trade them again. So that's why we tell people, if you have a small account, so you're not bound by the PDT rule, open up a cash account and we're going to day trade options. Okay. No, there's not a 3-day wait time, Shrock, if you trade options. There's not a 3-day wait time for options. That's why I'm telling you. That's why when people join with small accounts, it's okay. I got $400. Okay. Cash account. And we're going to day trade options. And this way the funds, you're only going to have $400 to day trade that day, but then doesn't take 3 days for the options capital to clear. Hamza, you too, bro. Have a great weekend. Shrock, any other questions you have too? You have questions about our platform or anything? This goes for anybody. Just text us 1-888-306-8783. Thanks, Atlin. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Mike, I got to tell you, I've always liked you better after watching these lives. Cool. Options, no PDT, question mark. It's not options that's no PDT, trades for free. It's the cash account that's no PDT. Options is a faster cash settlement than equities. So that's why we tell people, because if you do a cash account, you're not bound by PDT rule. But if you do a cash account with $500 and you trade stocks, you're going to use up all of that capital because you only have the 500. If you trade options, right, it's a lot less capital required to enter a position, and then that capital will free up for you that following day, versus an equity is going to take that extra day for it to clear, so you're not going to have it for that following day if it's an equity. The option would clear that next day. So that's why we tell people to trade the option. It's less capital up front, so you don't use up all your buying power in one trade, and then you can have it free up for the following day, which is how traders that when they join our platform, that's how we have, that's, you know, what we do with people that have small accounts. They can trade and they can grow those accounts. How does someone keep their cool seeing these Super 6 all-time highs and not chase to buy or average down? So sorry, I talked about this when I first started and I first came on the live stream. But when I first came on the live stream, I told people that I'm not buying these stocks right now. To be fair, I already own all of them. But just like I tell people that you have to remain calm when stocks are crashing, right? So like, perfect example. Here's Nvidia in 2022 into 2023. This stock went from $340 to $110. You can do the math. That's a 60-something% decline in the stock. Okay. So just like you have to remain calm when a stock is crashing and not make rash decisions and panic and sell Nvidia here because you're losing all of your money. At the same time, you can't panic when the stocks are going down. You also can't panic when stocks are going up. I know you feel like you're missing out. I do. Trust me. I am sympathetic to the people that do not own these stocks. And I wish that people, joined True Trading Group years ago, because we have been pounding the table on these stocks for the last several years, pounding the table. And every year I always told people, okay, guys, I'm buying all these stocks right now in the long-term portfolio. We were very, very, very open about that. And it's been responsible for a lot of people just doing extremely well in the long-term portfolios. But I am sympathetic for the people that don't own these. But at the same time, I would not buy Nvidia at $663. I wouldn't with my own money. So I'm never going to say, yeah, I think that this is a great time to buy. Because if it was a great time to buy them, I'd be buying them. I don't think that it is. I don't like to buy stocks when they've just screamed to ridiculous levels. I like to buy stocks when they're in the complete dump and everybody hates them, which is what we did in 2022. Everybody hated these stocks in 2022. We bought them. Turned out to be the best damn decision of our lives. What I think about Amazon over the next few months, although you are projecting a pullback in the market, I actually think that Amazon has more room. Amazon has broke out. For me, I think Amazon is going to make a move here to these all-time highs, and I think that if there is a pullback in the overall market, sure, Amazon gets pulled with it, but I think you got to start scooping that up. So for me, the new absolute floor on Amazon, which is back up the truck, is going to be right here. So here's resistance, there's resistance, there's resistance. We broke above it. And then you have support, 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 right? So that's the back the truck up level now for me. It's going to be right down in here. So it's like, if you don't own Amazon and if the markets pull back, if Amazon does this, right? If Amazon does this, then I think you got to scoop it, because I think Amazon does this in the near future. Now, is near future the next couple of weeks? No. Is the next couple of months? No. But I think Amazon's all-time highs soon. Nice. Way to go. You caught that 145 support level. Great job. Great job. Really great job. Really great job. What sector is beaten up now that we should consider buying before they turn into the best decision of our lives again? So Hugh, I'll give you my thoughts on a sector idea that I think is going to do well over the next several years that nobody's talking about right now. It's biotech. So for me, biotech is a sector that I think is going to do very well over the next 3 to 5 years. And let me explain the reasonings why. A couple of different reasons. Biotech has gotten absolutely crushed for the last 3 years. The reason for that is because interest rates have been going higher. High interest rates is horrible for biotech stocks. Biotech stocks are extremely reliant on debt. A lot of these companies do not generate enough profit to fund their R&D, to fund their FDA trials. They need to continuously raise capital to do so until they become a behemoth. They get a drug approved that's on the market, and they can generate billions of dollars in profit from the sale of those drugs. But it's extremely expensive to bring a drug through an FDA trial. And it's extremely expensive, the R&D that goes into getting and preparing that drug for those trials. And the trials themselves are also extremely expensive. Okay. You're going to start to see interest rates go back down. The Fed is going to start cutting rates at some point this year, and they're going to continue to cut rates into next year. So you're going to get rate cuts in 2024 into 2025, and that's going to be good for biotech. The other thing that's going to be good for biotech is I think that you're going to see a big surge in M&A activity within pharmaceutical. Let me explain why. We are entering what is being called the patent cliff. The patent cliff is basically the 20 years that here in the States, these companies get protection on their IP, on their drugs. But after that time frame is up by law, that formula becomes public, and all of your competing companies can now create the exact same drug. That's what's called a generic version of a particular drug, right? You get the generic version. It's a lot cheaper, obviously, because now you have, instead of one option on a protected one drug, they can charge whatever the hell they want. Now you have all of this competition from your competitors. The price of the drug plummets. That eats into the profitability for the company that's had that drug on the market for the last 20 years. So what I think you're going to start to see, and the patent cliff, what's happening is that over the next, honestly, it's over the next 10 years, a ton of drugs are losing that patent protection. So all these big, massive pharma companies, I think you're going to see them in preparation of that. I think those massive pharma companies are going to start buying and acquiring smaller biotech companies that have really exciting and promising drugs and treatments that are in FDA trials now. So the combination of increased M&A which is going to increase the valuation of these companies as these companies are going to pay premiums on these companies to acquire them. That's going to pull the value of all those companies in that sector up. Then you talk about cutting rates, which makes debt and financing easier for these companies. And that, in my opinion, and not to mention all of the things that's happening, all the innovation that's happening in biotech, what AI is doing to the biotech sector and the biotech industry, I believe that over the next several years, you can see biotech really do very, very, very well. And no one's talking about it right now. If I asked you from 2010 to 2020, which sector of the market performed best, what would you say? From 2010 to 2020, which sector of the S&P did best? Everybody's going to say technology, right? Everybody would be wrong. The technology sector in the S&P gained around 375% from 2010 to 2020. The biotech sector gained about 450% from 2010 to 2020. And the S&P gained around 275% or 250% from 2010 to 2020. So prior to COVID, biotech was actually outperforming regular tech. Over the last 3 years, it's drastically underperformed tech as the AI boom has taken technology stocks going to absolute unforeseen heights, and higher interest rates has really put a damper on these biotech companies. Once those interest rates come back down, and then you start to get increased M&A activity, I think you can see biotech really start to pick up steam over the next 3 to 5 years. So you wanted an idea that no one's talking about? There's your idea. We'll see if I'm right. Listen, I'm not right all the time, but I'll tell you what I have no problem doing. I have no problem sticking my neck out there and telling you exactly what I think. And if I'm wrong, I'll come back on here and say, oh, shit, I was wrong. And here's why I was wrong. And this is what we can learn from it. And then when I'm right, I'm going to come on here and be like, see, I told you so. It goes both ways, but I man up to it both either way. I come on here and say, I was right, told you so. And then I'll come on here and say, I was wrong. And this is why. And I lost money. And this is what we do about it. Right? You got to take the good and the bad. Newcomer to TTG, when would you suggest a one-on-one to improve my trading? Go through the courses, right? Go through the courses just so you can get the most out of your one-on-one would be my advice to you. Because when you what you don't want to do is do a one-on-one with a mod and then you ask them a question that's like so basic and so simple that you could have just read in the courses and that would have answered your question, because that's time that's wasted, right? So like we block out about an hour of our time for the one-on-ones. So you just want to make sure that you use that time to the best, right, as you possibly can. You don't want to waste time, with simple questions. But that's for lifetime members, right? Lifetime members get that one-on-one mentorship and that one-on-one coaching from the moderators and myself each year for life. That's one of the benefits of being a lifetime member of True Trading Group, is that they get that one-on-one mentorship and that one-on-one coaching. Yep, Sally, there you go. Sally knows. Best large cap and small cap stocks for biotech. So Apit Sprout, I love AMZN and Regeneron. These are stocks that I mentioned in my report for members. AMZN is at new all-time highs. Regeneron is also at new all-time highs. Did Regeneron just have earnings? Yeah, they said they just had was there earnings? I'm not sure why you had that big gap, but Regeneron sit up there right near all-time highs. Those are a couple of biotech plays. I know this VKTX, this is a small company that some people are excited about. I don't own this one, but Vertex, this is one that is a prime takeover target. You probably could see this company get acquired. My guess around $500, a share, maybe even more in the future. This is another one that is pretty good. Your best bet with biotech, in my opinion, is, especially the smaller biotech companies, is to just own the ETF. Because what you don't want to do, the smaller biotech companies they're hit or miss, right? Like, I don't know which one's going to get a drug approval, which one's not. I'm not a scientist. I don't pretend to be, but I want to take advantage of an overall industry trend, right? I want to take advantage of an overall industry trend. And when I take a look at this XBI XBI is a biotech ETF, but it's a biotech ETF that is filled with small biotech companies. The biggest holdings in XBI are like 10 billion market cap and below. Then you have the IBB, which is much bigger biotech companies. The top holdings in IBB are $100 billion market cap companies. So IBB is a biotech ETF that's bigger biotech companies. XBI is a biotech ETF that's smaller biotech companies. And I think you're, spreading your money across what I'm doing, spreading my money across both of them. And you have this tremendous support level down here on XBI. You take a look at this support level down there in the 60s. And then you have very clearly, it doesn't take a master chartist to see this. And you have very clearly, you have this resistance right here, right? See that resistance here. So if XBSI can break above this level, then you're talking about a rally that can easily take you back to 120 on this ETF. And that's what I'm looking for to happen. Over the next year, 2 years, I think this ETF goes to here. So that's what I'm looking at. I think that you break above that 95. And if and when that level breaks, that's going to be a breakout of a multi-year channel. We've been in this channel since 2022, 2023, 2024. If you break out of this channel, then your next massive resistance level is going to be up there around 120. And I think you can see this ETF get there. And then if that industry trend continues, maybe 3 years, 5 years, then you can talk about this thing going back up and starting to test that level where you had those prior highs if this industry really gets going again. But that's going to take a long time. This is an ETF. You're not going to get an ETF like this that's going to go up 100%, 200% like AMD or Nvidia did. This is an ETF it's going to hold a ton of different companies in it. So, the risk reward is different. You're not going to get a 300% gain like you did in Meta, right? It's an ETF. Okay. So that's it, folks. All right. So that's it. All right. So, folks, that kind of wraps things up for the live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed the commentary and the analysis. It's my pleasure to share this stuff with you and to have these discussions and these conversations. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you're not interested in a membership, you guys can sign off. Just make sure that you set your reminders for Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go live. I'm giving you top trade ideas for the week. Don't miss it. It's going to be a big week. We got a lot of earnings and a lot of economic data coming out. Markets are short of move. We're at all-time highs. Let's see if that continues. If you are interested in the membership, stick around. I'll just show you guys the platform for just a moment. You guys can get a feel for what that $850 is going to get you as a member, because it is an all-inclusive membership, right? Here's our chat room. This is where the mods and I share our screen. We're live with the mic. We're calling out trades, answering questions, providing commentary. You also get to use the mobile app. The mobile app will give you guys the real-time push notifications where our mods enter and exit their positions. You get 2 private study group sessions with our mods per year to speed up your learning curve. You're going to get Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, congressional trading data to track trades by Congress, Trading View's premium charting software comes included with our membership. The Trade Idea Scanner streams on our platform for you to use during the day. You've got a simulator to let you practice trading with fake money, but real-time data. A proprietary scanner to help you create your own custom scans. You get dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow, short data, all included, guys. You don't have to pay for this anymore. It's all part of the program. You got a trading journal to track your trading for you. A social sentiment scanner tells you what's being talked about most on social media. And then you've got the watch list. The watch list every day from the moderators and I, we tell you exactly what stocks we're focused on with detailed entry and exit points, so you know exactly where we're looking before the day begins. Then you've got the courses. A simplified and expanded upon version of the training program that I went through when I worked at the fund in New York. These beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, you name it, we've got it. It's all included for the $850. There's no upsell for those courses. Now, gang, listen, I can't guarantee you're going to be successful just by joining TTG. But what I can guarantee is if you do join TTG, you'll pay $850 right now. If you go through the courses, if you pass the quizzes, and you attend one study group, and you have all the time in the world, you have the whole year to do that, take your time, go at your own pace. If you do that and you still can't make enough winning trades to equal that $850, we'll give you guys back $1,700. That's the deal. We can do that because our refund rate's less than 2.5%, and our retention rate at True Trading Group is 78%. 78% of our members stay with us. 78%. We're 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over 2,400 reviews. Go check them out. All right. So again, guys, ttgoffer.com. That coupon code is TTG121. Click apply code. The price drops to $850. Check out. You're good to go. The W Money Back guarantee. It's right there on the checkout page. Go read it. It's real. And then if you have any questions, don't hesitate to text us anytime. 1-888-306-8783. Thanks for joining me tonight, folks. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Smash that like button. Turn on your notifications. Right. Make sure you're subscribed.